Little Women, the musical, is based on the Louisa May Alcott story that was written in the 1860s and is one of America's most popular pieces of young feminist literature, which is just amazing how modern it still feels and how relevant it still feels. And ultimately, it's about four sisters in a family with very different dreams and how they really elevate one another to achieve those dreams and support one another when those dreams evolve and shift.
I think Meg is very idyllic and romantic, and she's read a lot of very romantic pieces of literature and has this idea in her mind of that, like her knight in shining armor coming along and sort of taking her out of the family that she's in and raising her up in society to a more wealthy and stable place, and she really like yearns for those finer things.
And I think that her and Amy have that in common, and they connect on that a lot because they both see themselves rising in society. Beth and Jo don't really share that.
She learns that like high society isn't equivalent to happiness.
The role of Jo in this show was super monumental at the time that the book came out. Louisa May Alcott wrote Jo as sort of an autobiographical character. She was super ahead of her time. She did these gentlemanly things in this society where being an elegant woman was looked upon with dignity, looked upon with honor. And Jo just didn't care about society. She cared about her dreams and her passions. And that wasn't a common thing to see heroines in literature with that kind of ambition, with that kind of strength and power.
So the fun thing about Beth is in the book, she's framed as this really like angelic character with not many flaws, except she sometimes doesn't want to do household chores.
Yeah.
But in the musical, it's been really fun for us to try to find ways to make her more of an actual human. And while she is still really sweet and loves her sisters and wants the best for them, it's fun to find moments where she's a little bit sassy or just more energetic and not just this sick, frail thing that people tend to think of when they think of Beth. Amy is amazing. She's very like entitled, but only because she's like so young, but she just knows what she wants. She likes herself and her art.
She's a little bit spoiled. She hasn't kind of been humbled. She's got good qualities too though, and I think that she cares a lot about her sisters. She just has she's really ambitious, and that's a lot of the reason that she butts heads with Jo. It's because Jo also has great big plans for herself and her life.
They just go about them different ways, because like Amy cares about society and Jo just doesn't.
The story is timeless. These characters are timeless. The story Little Women has been portrayed in so many adaptations. There have been so many different ways the story has been told. And I think it appeals to modern audiences just as much because it's about relationships. It's about humanity at its core. The fact that we need each other, the fact that we can't do this alone. And I think you see that a lot in Jo's art, is that she realizes the whole time, Mindy Dickstein, the lyricist for the musical, she says that Jo spends the entire story wanting to be astonishing, and she ends being astonished. And I think that's the most important thing that modern audiences can take away from this, is that dreams shift, dreams change, but you'll always have your family, you'll always have the people that you love.